Let's start by looking at the 29 basic techniques and variations in katame waza. There are 12 shime waza techniques. Okuri eri jime is often used in competition, but do jime is prohibited in randori and competition. In shime waza, you use your hands, legs, arms or lapels to choke the opponent, applying pressure to his trachea or carotid arteries. A skillfully executed shime waza will lead to instant victory. The following techniques are forbidden in competition: applying a choke lock to a part of the body other than the neck, strangulation with the legs, strangulation using the end of the belt or bottom of the jacket, strangulation with fists or fingers. In Nami Juji Jime, you cross your wrists and grip your opponent's collar with both hands with your thumbs inside the collar and choke him by applying pressure to the side of his neck. When crossing your wrists, the back of your hand should be facing upward. The main point in Nami Juji Jime is to choke your opponent by drawing your hands tightly together. When attempting this technique from beneath your opponent, make sure to pull tightly with your arms to prevent him from pulling you up. Reach around his head and grab the side of his collar with your right hand and pull immediately. And here's how to apply a Nami Juji Jime from behind. When applying the technique from behind and under, it's important to restrain your opponent's lower body with your legs to prevent him from pulling you up. In Gyaku Juji Jime, cross your wrists and grab both sides of your opponent's collar using a reverse grip with the thumbs outside and the fingers inside the collar. Choke him by applying pressure to the side of his neck. Let's watch the action again. Grab the collar so that your palms are facing upwards and choke him right away. Here's how to apply a Gyaku Juji Jime when you're on your back. Use your legs to control your opponent's lower body, the hips and legs, to prevent him from pulling you up. In Kata Juji Jime, you cross your wrists and grab both sides of your opponent's collar to choke him by applying pressure to his neck. What makes it different from Nami Juji Jime and Gyaku Juji Jime is that the palms of both hands are facing each other. Lean forward and pull him towards you while applying the choke. Here's how to apply the stranglehold while trapping your opponent's arm in your armpit. Here's how to escape your opponent's kuzure kesagatame by turning him over on his back, following with a stranglehold. Grab the back of his collar with one hand, while the other hand grips the front. Push him back and apply the stranglehold. Here's how to enter into a stranglehold from a standing position facing your opponent. The technique is similar to throwing him over your shoulder. Notice how the right hand grips the collar. The difference in the three Juji Jime holds lies in the way you grip your opponent's collar. In Nami Juji Jime, the thumbs of both hands are inside the collar. In Gyaku, Juji, Jime, the palms are turned up with the fingers inside the collar. In Kata, Juji, Jime, you cross your wrists so that both palms are facing each other. One hand grabs the opponent's collar with the thumb inside and fingers out, while the other hand does the reverse. Hadaka Jime is a stranglehold applied with both arms without holding the judogi. Clasp your hands together, palms crossed, and pull your opponent towards you, throwing him off balance as you tighten your arms around his neck. You can also lock your arms together to apply the hold. When your opponent is on all fours, turn him over to apply the stranglehold. This is how to apply the stranglehold while facing your opponent on all fours. Be careful of how you clasp your hands and use your upper body to tighten the pressure around his neck. Here's how to apply a stranglehold to an opponent who's attempting to pin you down on your back with a kami shiho gatame. The main point here is the use of your right arm and legs. Once again, take note of how the arm and legs are locked together. This is a variation of Hadaka Jime. Here's the model form or kata of Okuri eri Jime. Reach under your opponent's left armpit with your left hand and pull his left lapel down. Reach around his neck with your right hand and grab high up on his left lapel while your left hand grabs the opposite lapel. Apply the choke by drawing your right around his neck while pulling down with your left. Here's how to apply the choke from behind an opponent who's on all fours. And this is a demonstration of how to approach from the side when your opponent is on all fours. By bringing your legs around, you can bear down with your upper body to restrain his movements. Use your right arm to prevent him from moving forward and apply the choke. This is a very effective technique since you're holding him in place with your right elbow while applying the choke. Approach your opponent who's on all fours from the front, roll over and apply the stranglehold. Be sure to grab his collar so that your hold around his neck tightens as you roll over. When facing your opponent, put your left arm around his neck to restrain him and apply the stranglehold. Take note of the left hand and the use of the right leg in turning the opponent over. Instead of rolling over sideways, you can also roll backwards. When rolling backwards, make full use of your legs and be sure to maintain contact with your opponent's body. This is a stranglehold which used to be called Jigoku Jime. Lock your legs around one of your opponent's arms and pull him down on his back to restrain him, and draw your left arm around his neck. Lock his arm between your legs and roll forward to apply the stranglehold. Roll forward on your own accord as soon as you lock your legs around his arm. Besides applying pressure with both hands, you can also use your leg to make the stranglehold more effective. Drawing your leg across his face is against the rules. Let's take another look at the action. This is a variation in which you lock your legs around your opponent's arm and roll forward to go into the strangle.